Okay, as in the first move Tails has, it's called Laser Cannon. It has a 3-second start up, and you move slowly while you're loading it up. Once it's done, once you see that spark, once the cannon loads up, you shoot. The shooting effect only happens once, you stun, and it doesn't matter if you hold the cannon on the EXE or if you let go. It's always gonna stun for around 5 to 6 seconds. If you keep holding it, however, it's gonna push the EXE and it's gonna help for keeping survivors out of chase. And especially in this map, which the EXE can fall down if you keep shooting. The cannon has a different cooldown if you cancel it. If you don't cancel it, you can see the small bar here. The yellow one indicates the 3 seconds of start of the cannon has, but normally there's a green bar that fills it up. That cooldown is 43 seconds, around the markers for 43. So it's a really long cooldown, but it's good considering that this cannon has infinite range across the whole map if the EXE doesn't take cover. If you cancel it, however, it has a 14-second cooldown as punishment, but you can use it to just run away instead of walking slowly. Okay, this is a core mechanic. The EXE has a meter in rage where it gets tired and more tired every time it gets stunned. So the first stun he gets is half a second, and then it starts building up and he gets stunned for longer. If you, however, as Tails, you're the first one to stun the EXE, this meter is gonna be empty. So you're gonna shoot the cannon, and he's gonna get unstunned in the middle of it, as you can see, and then you can just get punished for it. So either don't be the first one to stun him, or don't stun him up close. Just cut chase from afar. Okay, on to the second move. It's called Glide. It's your Q button. So you can gain either altitude by jumping up and then using glide, or if you're immobile, that's not gonna work, and then you gotta use a spring and then get that. But I'm gonna do it like this. You start flying, you hold space to gain altitude, and you see this cooldown right here. That's a 4-second cooldown that you can use to cancel the glide. You hold your Q button and it cancels. So after gliding, you have a 4-second cooldown to cancel the glide, and once it ends, you have a 24-second cooldown until you can glide again. Oh, and a warning: if you're in high ping, you absolutely can't cancel the glide, so watch out. So, into the passives now. Tails has 3 passives in this game. The first one is called Animal Instincts. What it's gonna do is outline the EXE in white in a range of 45 dots around you. So you can see him through walls, as you can see the guys over there. And even if it's invisible, you can still see him. See? So you can get used. You can use this to avoid invis sniping. And the only problem about this passive is that when he uses God's trickery on you, sometimes it's gonna show the white outline on you. So what you want to do is stand still and jump. That's gonna avoid the blue color, the black color, and the distorted color. It's not gonna avoid orange, but if you see orange for a fraction of a second, then start moving. But it's 3 out of 4 if it's white outline when the EXE uses God's trickery. Into the second passive, it's called Unstoppable. This passive is shared with Tails, Knuckles, and Sonic, the Team Sonic. And what it does is that Tails is able to stack a stun on top of every other stun before the iframes of the EXE kick in. So as you can see now, Knuckles is going to punch. You can punch the EXE, and you can shoot. And even though it doesn't show you the noti, it's still gonna work. This applies for Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails for every single one of their stuns. Okay? Okay, and as the third passive, this one has no name, but Tails can heal Metal Sonic faster than without when him healing alone. This is not as fast as Eggman, but as you can see, it heals faster than normal. I'm gonna show on screen a comparison between Metal healing with and without Tails. One thing is that Metal will not heal faster if there's Tails and Eggman at the same time. It's always gonna pick Eggman over Tails. Now, as for tips and tricks with Tails, I'm gonna start with the cannon. You want to use this on long range, mostly to cut chase. Since I said that this has infinite range, so if the EXE is chasing someone, you can cut their chase. Second tip I have for you: don't shoot right after you get your spark if the EXE knows you're there. If the EXE is experimented, if they have playtime, if they're intelligent, they're gonna go imbis right after they hear the spark sound. So hold on a little, be patient before you shoot, before you snipe. If you can't make it, like for example, if they're over there and you can't make it, you can jump down, you can shoot and then jump down and aim like that. Remember, it's you only gonna hit a single frame of the beam for it to stun fully. And you can always cancel the charge if they're trying to get you. Now, if they get to you, if you don't manage to cancel the charge in time, you can shoot while he's flying at you, and don't rely on this. It's a glitch, but sometimes he's gonna grab you and then he's gonna get stunned by the beam and it's gonna release you. Don't rely on it, but if it's a last resource, use it. Now, as for quick tips while using glide, if the EXE is charging at you, you can always cancel it to try and lose them. You can hold your Q button and you're gonna slowly go down until it gets cancelled. Remember, this doesn't work if you're in high ping, and in mobile, it's harder to do. Okay? Now, your glide, if the EXE is always gonna try charging at you while you're gliding. Tails, I would say, is the most vulnerable character for a glide, for a charge, I mean. Now, when you get charged at, if you don't have to cancel the glide, you gotta manage to fly a short distance. So for example, if he's charging at me, don't fly all the way up. Go here and then glide a little bit over here over to this platform so you get time to run away. Now, for the longest section of the video and probably the most useful, I'm gonna show sniping spots for tails in every single map and gliding spots. The first one you have in not perfect are these cubes up in the sky that you can use the EXE mid charge. You can go in here and look. You can lose them. They won't know that you're in there and you can cancel the charge. Now, for the second gliding spot, this one is a little risky. But here in the middle platform, there's a hole over here. If you're in chase, you can jump down and then glide. And you can get out of there. The EXE is for sure going to lose you as it's not a really common spot and it's super good. Just don't mistime the glide so you don't fall to the void. Now, this second spot is just like the one in the middle, it's actually super close. This platform over here, you can jump here and then glide. And you can go wherever you want. You can go up here, you can go over there. This one is a little bit more predictable because the EXE can see where you're going, but it's easier to do than the one in the middle. You choose. And in general, you can just glide around any hole or back of the map that you find. You can glide below bridges and walls. Just experiment and be creative. That's what you can do with every single character to get better. This is a good spot to jump here and then you glide. You can stay behind this tower to lose the EXE, or you can go up here and then snipe. Now, in the next map, you can run YCR. There's a few interesting spots. There's only three major and safe, quote unquote, safe spots in this map. The first one is over there. This is a tails only spot. What does that mean? It means that there's invisible walls for every single survivor except tails and the EXE. To get up there, you want to get in a tall spot because if you're low over there, you're just gonna get up there. So you want to get over here and then you're gonna glide. You're gonna hold space or the glide button if you're in mobile, or the jump button, I mean, and you're gonna get over here. You have to get used to this spot because it's super tall. You need graphics, at least two graphics. And as a small tip, do not use the Neo Wings, the accessory, the cosmetic. Because when you aim from here, it's gonna cover all of your vision and it's gonna be hard to hit. Now, in this spot, when you stun the EXE out of a chase, What they're gonna do if they get angry at you is the first thing is charge at you. So what are you gonna do? Because you're out of your cannon, the EX is gonna spend half of their charge getting up here. So you gotta jump down, and once they use the rest of the charge to get down, you're gonna glide up. Since I said earlier, you cannot get up to the top, but you can get over here. One dangerous thing about this spot in specific is that if the EXE is Invis and he gets over there, he can teleport up to you like that. So watch out and try to get as much altitude as you can to get up there. Okay, now for the second spot, instead of going over there, if you want, you can glide over here. This is also a tails only spot, meaning only tails and the EXE can get over here. This spot is not as good as that one because if you get charged at, you won't have enough altitude to juke it like I did. And the EXE can also get up here easily with Invis. Or they can fall. And this is the last spot. The last spot you can see as tails. The balcony over there is super unsafe because you can get Invis knife from that spring over there, and from behind the door. So don't get over there. In here, you can get sniped from above, but it's super hard to do, so only some EXs will do it. And I guess they can come from here and stun you. I mean, snipe you. This is a good one. It covers the entire middle, but it doesn't cover that part. So that one and that one are much better. Okay, Hill Gym. Absolutely the worst map for Tails, because it forces you to snipe from up close. Now, this is a lie for one spot that almost no one knows, and you can pull it off nicely. You see this room over here? I called it the table room because there's a table that you can use to juke in rage mode. I'm gonna show that in the general joking video. So basically, you can take the spring here, glide, and in the star corner, there's a part sticking out. See? There's a part sticking out that you can stand on. Just beware that the EXE can hit you from behind this wall, so pay attention, and it can grab you with charge from below. It can grab you from below, even without going to the front, as you can see. Okay, and now for the second worst map as Tails. Why is this the second worst map? First, because there's only one spot, and second, you see all of these trees? They're gonna block your vision when trying to snipe. So one general tip, disable the high graphics and enable low graphic settings in the game settings. It's gonna remove most of the grass. It's only gonna keep a few of them. It's gonna reduce your. It's gonna upgrade your FPS. I mean, greatly, but you're gonna be able to snipe better. Now, as for the only spot in this map, it's this pillar over here. It doesn't look like a tail spot, but it is. You go up, you glide, and you can stay either on this part. It's gonna be easier for you to snipe, or you can stay here on the top part. If you don't want the EXE to see you, you can always get in the back, and then when you're ready to shoot, get in here. Now, beware that the EXE can jump from the bridge over there to this pillar normally, and they can hit you. They can get here with Invis or just jumping. They can just jump over here and hit you. So watch out, watch out. But this is a great spot. This is the only spot that gives you height and a great view of the map without being 100% unsafe, like that hill over there and the waterfall. So, and a quick tip you can do, a quick tricky you can do with a Sonic, it's called a drive-by, or that's what the community calls it. And it's when you charge up your cannon, Sonic can peel at you, and while you're like this, you can shoot. You can either drop down, and the Sonic changes you for the person being grabbed or chased, or you can shoot and then keep running. Just watch out because the EXE is gonna be on your tail after that. And now we have gotten to the last section of this guide, and it's LMS. I mean, who doesn't love LMS? They have cool songs, you have the whole weight of your team on your back, and you're helpless against this little killing machine over here. So, what buffs does Tails get in LMS? First, it gets 65 HP, it gets a heal. Just make sure you know this. It doesn't set your health to 65 or above. It's a heal. It adds to the health you have before LMS kicks in. So if you had 50, you're gonna have more than 100, but it's not gonna be 165. Okay. Now for the buffs, Tails gets in himself. First, the cannon has no startup. See, you can shoot right away. You can shoot right away. And the cooldown, instead of being 4 seconds, it's gonna be around the mark of 15. See how quickly it loads up? Second, you can glide, your glide, you go up, your glide, you finish gliding, and your glide is gonna be exactly the same cooldown. So watch out for that. You do not get buffed in the glide side. Now another thing is that you get damage resistance, and I'm pretty sure most of the characters get 15% resistance, but Tails gets a lot more because of how vulnerable he is. Hit me, EXE. As you can see, that was really low damage. So keep hitting me, Mr. EXE. It's a lot of hits until you go down from full health. And for LMS regularly, what you can do if the EXE is over there, you can charge it up, jump, and shoot. This works if the EXE is down or chasing you, because you can jump, charge it up in the air, and then shoot before you get hit. Another thing in LMS, do not be predictable with your cannon. If you keep shooting right away, you're just gonna load up your cannon and the EXE is gonna go invis or take cover as to ignore the cannon, and then you're just gonna get punished. Because you do this and it just goes invis. So just wait. Be careful to not get invis snipe if you're in an unsafe spot. Just look up or to the front and then punish the EXE. And now I'm gonna show you a quick LMS of mine. So you get to see all of the tips and tricks I've shown you around this video, plus the LMS buffs.
Stand